Peace, y'all. Oh, let me take this sweatshirt off because that's not cute. Peace, love, and positive. What's going on with you? I really. Boom. You guys are crooked as heck. Let me uncrooked you. That's better. All right, y'all. Peace, love, and positive vibes to you and yours. Thank you, everybody who's tuning in. Peace to you. Thank you for coming through. Welcome to another episode of Monotfahme, y'all. It's nice to see everybody here. Thank you, guys. What's up? Peace. So, tonight on Monotfahme, I wanted to talk. My hair's crazy. Sorry, it's like flying everywhere from this heater. I wanted to talk about letting people live their life and like living your life for yourself. And like when I say letting, I'm using that term loosely. I don't mean like you literally are letting somebody, because first of all, you cannot control anybody else. That's one thing that we have to remember about life, is that everybody's out here trying to just live life. Like your whole focus in life should be to make yourself happy, like to make sure that you're happy within your own life. And I don't mean that to sound selfish. If it sounds selfish, then I apologize. It's not meant to be selfish. It's actually meant to be a protector of your peace. And the thing about it is you have to be happy in your own life before you can ever be a productive member of somebody else's life. Or you can't possibly be happy in any other kind of relationships that you have, friendships, business relationships, intimate relationships. You will not be happy in your other relationships if you're not happy within yourself. You'll like never be satiated. It's like impossible. I don't know. It's impossible. It's impossible to be like happy forever in a relationship. See, the thing about relationships is like people will think for a little while they'll be happy. And so like, oh, this person makes me happy. Yo, first of all, no, they are not making you happy. You're just momentarily satiated. Watch, in a little while, you're going to all of a sudden not be happy. That person doesn't make you happy anymore. It's because that person can't make you happy. You have to make yourself happy. And figuring out what you love about life, what you want to do with your life, figuring out what things bring you joy, like what do you enjoy doing? That's how you figure out how to be happy in your own life. Once you're finally happy in your own life, then you can start to be happier in other instances too. Then it's more like once you're happy in your own life, almost I maybe there's levels to it, there's levels to it, but you can get to the point where you're so happy within everything that you're doing in your own life that you're literally unbothered by other people entirely. And that's like a beautiful place to be. I think that would be the dopest place to be. That would be my first choice. Is to be someplace where you're completely unbothered by other people entirely. Like somebody can't quote unquote trigger you or press your buttons. That's true beauty. That's true patience. That's true, like they call it beautiful patience in Islam. They call that beautiful patience. Like nothing can deter your like state of being. That's a pretty cool place to be. I hope to one day be there. So being happy in your own life is super important. And imagine like if you have to be happy in your life, then I'm talking to everybody. That means that other people have to be happy in their lives as well. So like just as you should be living your own life, and please do, like, live your own life. Sometimes it takes trial and error to find out where you want to be in life or what you want to do with yourself and your life. What makes you happy, what makes you sad, what what are you passionate about. um it's okay to trial and error life. Like that's what life is. It's a giant trial and error. It's a giant experiment, basically. You're just out here living. We have obviously a purpose, but I'm saying, you until you figure that out, you are just living. You're trying to find out who you are and what your path is. And you can't do that if you just never do anything. If you don't figure out anything in life, you don't try anything new. You have to do that type of stuff. So live your life. Live your life. Literally. If you feel like buying yourself some flowers, buy yourself some flowers. If you feel like buying yourself a new cologne, buy yourself some new cologne. If you feel like going for a walk, go for a walk. If you want to hop on a plane tomorrow and go to Jamaica, go. What's stopping you other than like jobs and things like that? There's ways to go get around that though. Like maybe you can't take a trip tomorrow, jump on a plane tomorrow, but I bet you could plan something tomorrow and you can set it up tomorrow. So that way when that day comes, it's already set and you can take that trip, because it's about living life. It's about being happy and enjoying this life that we are experiencing. And I feel like the more that you do that, the more that you feel comfortable with other people around you living their lives as well. For some reason, there's a very large majority of people that have a tendency to, when they get involved with somebody or get into an intimate relationship or partnership with somebody, they like feel the need to control this person's every move and every aspect of their life, who they hang out with, who they can talk to, where they go, what are you doing right now. That's such a dangerous place to be. And it's really gross. It's really difficult to be in a relationship with somebody who is like that. And I know I can say from personal experience that I have been that person before. I have been that person in a relationship before, and didn't even realize, like, I didn't even realize that I was what I was doing. And I think that that might be the case for quite a few people. And really, somebody who will not let go of a control over your life, that's a them thing. There's something going on within them that they have a huge insecurity, I don't know, trust issues. Something is going on within them that has to be addressed. And only they can address that. They're the only person that can decide that that is an issue in their life and that they want to change it, because they have to make the effort. Um, so if you're dealing with somebody who just like literally won't let you, again, I'm using that term loosely because nobody can let anyone do anything. People are going to do what they're going to do regardless if you let them or not. And that's the other thing too. That's the other side of it. It's that there's this huge disappointment. There's this huge disappointment when someone has an expectation that you are going to be whoever they want you or expect you to be. And then when you're not, there's like this great letdown because you're not who they thought you were. No, it's you didn't know who that person was at all, and they weren't who you wanted them to be or expected them to be. That's two different things. It's not who they it's not that they aren't who they are. It's that you expected them to be a specific person and fit into a specific box. Well, I'm going to tell you right now that when you first meet somebody, you probably don't even really get to know them for a little while, unless they're the type of person that's just straight up who they are off rip. A lot of people are not, though. And also, too, there is like a time of just getting to know somebody, because you have to get into certain different situations with people, and you have to have different conversations with people before you can really get to know them. How do you, if you don't know anything about the person, like you can't just expect that you like hang out with them a couple times and you just all of a sudden like know everything about this person. You just know this person. No, you don't. You don't. So it takes a little bit of time before that happens. Sometimes you don't see for a while that somebody's like a super control freak and they want to control your every aspect. Peace to you, Derek. Thanks for being here. I hope you're well. And that's not a place you want to be. You don't want to deal with somebody like that. And I mean, unless you like that, then let me just not tell you what to do ever. Because if you like that, then do your thing. But if you don't like somebody who's gonna try to control every aspect of your life, you're gonna have to do something about this person doing that. Whether it be attempting to set boundaries with this person, sometimes that works. Sometimes people freak out and they act even crazier and they get even worse. Like that's just something that you will have to deal with when it happens. Like you'll have to cross that bridge when you get there, I guess. But anyways, having somebody in your life who just wants to control every aspect of your life can be very frustrating. That person seriously has something going on though within them, and you can address it. I would say address it anytime that you need something's going on in your partnership or friendships, whatever. You should always address things. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. It's not what you do, it's how you do it. You know, in my learning, I am still learning communication skills. I'm still bettering my communication skills personally. I think that's a lifelong thing. I feel like I'm going to forever be growing and bettering myself. So that's something I'm probably always going to say and remind people, like, I am still growing too. So I don't know everything. I'm just talking about things that I've gathered and information that I've learned in my experiences in life, because I feel like it can help other people too. You know, I'm such a different person today than I was like 3 years ago. Sorry, I have something that keeps touching me. I don't know if it's my hair or what. I'm such a different person now than I was like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, a year ago, that it made me really want to talk to people. I wanted to help people because a lot of the things that I had to go through and a lot of the lessons that I learned, I had to do myself. Like I had to learn them the hard way and I had to learn them myself. So I feel like if I can help somebody else, like just have a little bit more information than I had, or if I can help somebody else, like just have a little bit of a jump start from what I had. I feel like that's a beautiful thing, and I would love to do that. So that's why I'm here. So like, remember when you approach somebody who is a control freak, that they may not be ready to change that part about them. They might be something that they're not ready to change about them. So then you're gonna have to make a choice at that point. Is that something that you can live with? Somebody wanting to know where you are at all times and who you're talking to and what are you doing and why are you wearing that and all that stuff. If that's something that you like and you can handle, cool. Then you can probably just shut this off because this is not for you. We talking about letting people live, man. Because I'm here to tell you, like, from personal experience and personal, like, I'm telling you, I was this person. I was the person, and yo, I feel kind of bad for any guy who was in a relationship with me in the past because I did not know what I was doing and you were really an experiment. So to any guy out there, even the ones that were shitty, because most of them were shitty, but let's just say like that's not my end of it. So my end, I have to apologize. So I apologize for my end of it because I was my own toxic. I was definitely my own toxic. It's really a healing thing though. And until that person is ready, they're not going to do it. Really takes a person to be ready to decide, you know what? This is destroying my friendships. This is destroying my relationships. I can't live like this anymore. What is going on? Why is this happening? And how do I fix it? Like, those are questions they have to ask themselves. And if you are a person who's listening and you are that person, you feel the need to always want to know where your significant other is or your partner is, like constantly. If you feel like you have to always know what they're doing, if you feel like you have to tell them how to dress, if you feel like you have to tell them who they can hang out with and who, like, if you feel like the need to really control that person, I'm telling you right now, and I hope that this seed is planted, and I hope that I'm planting it gently enough, but or in the right way for everybody. But it's really time to look within yourself. I'm here to tell you from someone who has had multiple terrible relationships, friendships that were not true friendships. And that's not every friendship, for the record. If we don't talk anymore, I'm not necessarily talking about our friendship. Not every friendship that I had that I'm not in anymore was a bad friendship, for the record. But that just needed to be said because I don't want anyone to assume that every person that I don't talk to anymore was a bad person or a bad friendship, because that's not the case. But I can tell you from a place of having had multiple terrible friendships and relationships that a lot of that was me. So if you are having terrible relationships and it seems like it's a lot of the same stuff repeating itself, I am here to tell you that it's time to look at yourself. And it may not even be your fault. Like, as in, I'm not saying you're maliciously self-sabotaging your relationships. I'm not saying that you're maliciously picking significant others and partners that are unhealthy. I'm not saying that it's your fault or that you're just like purposely doing this. It's that you have healing to do from something. And I don't know what that is. I can't tell you what you have to heal from. That's a personal journey that you have to take and you have to step into on your own. There's certain similarities in healing and growing, and that's like the process. But it's the depth of it is going to be different for each person. How far you have to go into self and how traumatic your healing is going to be different. Everybody's different. We've all gone through different things. We're all affected by things differently. There's just a lot of aspects. There's so many variables that go into that, but the process is very similar regardless. And it all starts within you. It all starts with acknowledging the fact that you are the problem, that you are sabotaging your life, that you are creating issues where sometimes there is not an issue. I was really good at that. And every once in a while it still pops up every once in a while. And I'm literally so embarrassed when it does now because I don't consider it to be part of who I am anymore. And when it pops up, it's so random. And I'll be like, why? Why are you? Why? Go away. No. Mm-mm. Every once in a while, though, in your healing, you're going to backtrack a little bit. Honey, that's life. It's part of a journey. Healing is not a moment's time. Healing doesn't happen because you all of a sudden be like, you know what? That's it. I'm good. Like I give up whatever it was that I was bothered by before. Like I'm good. I'm healed. Game over. It's done. It doesn't work that way. That would be freaking dope. I would love it. It would be beautiful if it worked that way. Fortunately and unfortunately, because it is actually fortunate that it's a journey because it gives us time to really learn a lot about ourselves and to be in a process and to take time. If you did heal overnight, I think it would be too much of a shock. Um, Unfortunately, it would be great. Just like being able to download a book into your brain would be great. But being able to just be like, boom, I'm healed. Like it's over. Everything is perfect again. I'm just this beautiful healed entity running around. Like, yeah, wouldn't that be super dope? But it's not that way, y'all. It is a process, and be patient with yourself. Like, it's okay to backtrack a little bit. Like, we backtrack. I mean, ask an addict if they've ever relapsed before. You're going to find a few that never have, but you're going to find a lot that have. You're going to find a lot that have. Does that mean they gave up? No, they kept coming back to be sober again. And congratulations to anybody who has been through that. And fought that battle, because shoot, that's a hell of a battle. We all have an addiction of some kind, for the record. Like everybody's addicted to something. And if you eat sugar, you're definitely addicted to that. So you can't say you don't have an addiction, because you are definitely addicted to that. Everybody has some kind of an addiction of some sort, though. Like there's something, you know. So we've all kind of been through something like that. And some of us are addicted to drama. We're addicted to our pain. Our pain is a comfortable place for us to live in because it's all we know. I know a lot of us come from fight or flight. We come into this world as survivors. We haven't I don't think that I think I'm just now beginning to live. Like I think that I spent the majority of my life only surviving in fight or flight mode. And I'm finally right now, like I'm finally starting to live, like to feel like life. I never knew what that felt like before. So I'm here to tell you that if you're feeling like life sucks and you're not happy, and why can't things work out for you, and why don't you have somebody who loves you, and why don't you have a good job, and why aren't you happy, and why are you depressed, and why are you sick, and why is everything bad happening to you? If this is how you feel, if any of this resonates with you, I'm telling you right now, it's time. It's time to just go inside and look at self and love self. It's time, and this is not this is not a negative. This is not a punishment. This is a beautiful thing. This is a beautiful thing. And you can finally start to love yourself. You can finally come to like a whole different side of life. Like life can be so beautiful, and you can feel good, and you can love yourself, and it doesn't have to be sad anymore. Like you don't have to wake up with anxiety attacks, and you don't have to sorry. You don't have to like be sad. Sorry. Yeah, I'm not sad, for the record. This is like I just know that there's people out there that literally live that, and You don't have to live like that anymore. You don't have to be sad anymore. You don't have to hate your life anymore. You don't have to hate yourself anymore. Sometimes you have to step away from everybody and everything. Because sometimes the people that you're around are like, they're feeding a negative side. They're feeding negative. They're feeding bad. They'll keep bringing up negative things about you, or keep trying to pull you into situations that they don't fit anymore. They don't fit you anymore. They're not you anymore. It's time to let go of that. It's time to let go of the pain and the things that have happened to you. It's time to forgive the people who have hurt you. It's time to let go of that stuff. You have to let go of it. It's not always easy, and it takes time. It takes time. You know, things can still hurt even after you've kind of healed from them. I know that can happen. That like, until you really like stop having an emotional reaction at all to something, there's still some healing there. If you have a huge emotional reaction to something, like if you can't even talk about a situation or a person, or excuse me, y'all. If you can't even talk about a situation or a person or something like that, there's healing that needs to be done there. If it makes you angry, if it makes you sad, if it stirs up emotions in you that are not happy or not positive emotions, there's some healing that needs to be done there. Literally, the only person that can heal you is you. And I know I keep talking about like, heal yourself, get healed. You can be healed. You got to heal yourself. How do you do it? Right? Like, what? How do you heal yourself? Everything is it's going to be kind of different for everybody, you know? You have to first analyze yourself, analyze your life. What's going on? What's bothering you? Are you angry all the time? You know, do you fight with people all the time? Are you sad all the time? Are you looking at your life and you hate it? Maybe you need to make some moves. Maybe you need to, like, and when I say that, I mean like make some changes. Maybe you need to change the people that you're around. Do the people that you hang out with encourage you? Do they help? Do they like want you to grow? Do they push you to be a better version of you? If they don't, then get away from them. Get away from them. I am telling you right now, it is freaking eons better to be alone, 100%, just you, nobody else. It is a bazillion times better to be by yourself than to be even with one person who doesn't fuck with you. I don't care if it's one person in your circle. I don't fuck with you. Get rid of them. If you have 20 people around you and all 20 people, those people don't fuck with you, get rid of all 20 of them. I'm telling you. Get rid of them. Get rid of them. Because the only person that you need around you is you. The only person that you need to fuck with you is you. And when you get rid of the people around you who are not helping to push you to grow, to be a better version of you, who are not encouraging you, who are not supporting what you do, they don't share your posts. That if you've got a business and they're not sharing you, if you have a business and they don't tag you, if you have a business and they hire somebody else to do what you do, that is not your friend. Unless you've had a specific conversation with them about something like that. Maybe you guys can't work together or whatever. That happens sometimes. Maybe it's hard for you to do business with your friends. Then that's a whole different thing. But if you can still support them though. You can still support. You don't have to necessarily do business with them, but you can still support them. You can still share their stuff. You can still tag them. Those people who just are around you, who always want to one up you, who always do something better than you. You do it, but they did it better. Or who every time you got positive, you got something good to say, like positive happening in your life, you want to share with them. They're not happy for you, or they start talking about self. Excuse me. Get away from those people. Get away. Those are not your friends. I'm trying to tell you. And when you let go of that and you get them out of that space, you open up that energy for energies to come in, for people to come in who do resonate with you, who do support you, who do love you, who will share your posts, who even if they don't buy from you, they'll get you business with other people who will buy from you. Like, you get rid of the negative that doesn't belong there, doesn't resonate with you. As soon as you move that out of the way, you make space for things and people that resonate with you. You change your life. Is it going to be easy? No. Fuck no. Show me something that was worthwhile doing that was easy. And if it's easy now, you had to learn for it to be easy, right? And this is a process of learning too. You got to learn to let go. You have to learn to let go. You have to learn to let go of people. You have to learn to let go of situations. You have to learn to let go of things. You have to learn to let go of anything that's fucking up your peace. And the more you do it, the easier it gets. Because there comes a time when you love yourself so much that when something doesn't align, it hurts you more to hold on to it. And does that mean that you won't grieve that? No, hell no. Even if you know it's good for you, it doesn't mean it doesn't hurt. It doesn't mean it's not a little difficult. It doesn't mean you won't go through a little process of pain or missing someone or missing something or certain aspects of, like, say you had a job that you loved. There's probably certain aspects about that job or that you didn't necessarily love the job, let's say, but there's certain aspects about that job. There were certain people that you could see every day that you don't get to see every day because you're not there anymore. Or, there was certain parts about the job that you loved, or people that you would come into your job that were patrons or clients or whatever, that you loved, that you're going to miss. Understandable. We lose friends sometimes. I've grieved friendship losses. Like, it's a grieving process. It's sad. It's really sad. It's sad. And I don't know what's harder, if the person passes away or the person's still here and you see them. It's a difficult process regardless. It's a grieving process regardless. And we're all going to go through it differently, but it's important. It's important. It's imperative. Because who do you love more? Them or you? Whose life are you living for? You're not living for them. You're living your life. This is for you. What were we just talking about? What was the whole premise of the show today, guys? Living your life and letting people live their lives too. Sometimes we go our separate ways. It's not always forever, though. Have you guys ever heard love stories where people, they tried so hard and didn't work out the first time and they went their separate ways and they both experienced things in life. They learned things probably about themselves. They probably did a lot of healing and they came back better than before. They came back together. Friends can do that too. Friends can do that too. Why can't they? If you lost a job, I guarantee you something better's coming. I guarantee you something better is coming. Whenever you lose something, it's never a loss. It's never a loss. You lose things because something better is coming to replace it. That's everything. It's something better for you, for who you are at the time. We're forever changing. We're forever growing. So what's better for us is going to change. That's why our friends change. Sometimes people only came into your life for a certain amount of time for certain reasons. They're not meant to be forever. Some people are. Sometimes people stay stagnant and they choose not to ever grow. Have you ever met somebody who's lived in the same town since they were born? They still have the same friends from school that they grew up with. They were friends since they were little kids. Those people probably didn't, I can't imagine there's too much growing in that process. Maybe spiritually. I guess you could grow spiritually regardless of where you are and what you do in life. But I feel like even spiritually, you need experience. You need to get out into the world and see things. You have to go out into the world and figure out who you are. I don't know if you can do that sitting in the same place, doing the same things you've always done. Maybe you can. I don't know. Who am I to know? How would I know? I only can live my life, right? Yo, for real though. It's super important to heal, you guys. And it's super important to be conscientious in our healing process of the people that we keep around us. Get ready to let go of things and be comfortable with it. You start to realize when you're letting go of things just how beautiful it can actually be. And it's beautiful for both sides. Like when you think about it, when you are letting go of a person, let's say a friendship or a relationship, partnership, let's just say like when you let go, that person is released too. They're allowed to grow and change and experience new things too. And sometimes that makes people realize things about themselves that they would not have realized if they had stayed with you, stayed a friend with you, or stayed in a relationship with you. Sometimes people need that push to understand, like, wow, I have to do better. I got to do better. I'm not doing well as a person. I'm not living how I'm supposed to be living right now. Hold on. I've got things in myself that I need to work on. You know, I think that's everybody. We can always look at ourselves and do that. And let's make that a thing that we do, you guys. Let's make that a thing that we do. Let's analyze ourselves often and let's look at our relationships with our friends and see where are we lacking? Where can we be better? Why not? Can we always be better? It's about looking at ourselves. That's a healing. That's a healing. When you want to be better in your relationships with people, when you want to make sure that you're the best version of yourself for the people that are you're around, because you're the best version of yourself for you, you can come to the best version of yourself, come to everyone else as the best version of yourself as well. Like, it's super important. That's healing. You're healing. Let's do it, guys. You know, that is part of healing. And that, even if you're analyzing yourself and how you treat people, analyzing yourself and how you treat strangers, that's part of healing. We have to look into who we are. If you wake up sad every day, I need you to sit with yourself. Do it tonight. Do it in the morning. Do it tonight. Do it right now. Do it tonight. As soon as we're done talking, do it tonight. Sit with yourself and ask why. What do I hate about me? What do I hate about my life? Because if you really hate your life so much and you really hate yourself so much, I want you to sit down, and I want you to sit down with a piece of paper and a pen, and I want you to write this stuff down. What is it that you hate about your life? What is it that you hate about yourself? And then I want you to ask yourself, where did you get that information? Where did you get that information? Where did you get the information that you're fat? Who told you that you're stupid? Where did you find out that you are lazy? Who said that you don't make enough money? Where did you gain this knowledge? Because we all got it from somewhere. And it became your self-talk. Somewhere you learned this and it became your self-talk. And how you talk to yourself is who you are going to continue to be. And it's a choice because you get to choose the words. You get to choose the words that you speak to yourself. Mirabilia, my love. Peace, love, and positive vibes to you and yours, goddess. Thank you so much for being here. It's nice to have your light and love with us tonight. I want you to find out where you got your information from, because if this was something that was taught to you at a very young age, you have to realize, and maybe you don't realize this, so I'm going to tell you right now. That person was not telling you about yourself. That person was telling you about how they felt about themselves. So if you had a parent that told you all the time that you're stupid, they probably thought they were stupid. They probably thought they were stupid. And as a matter of fact, as an adult, go right now and look at their life and tell me how amazing is their life right now. Are they miserable? Are they miserable? Thank you. Thank you. They're miserable, right? So if you had a parent who constantly belittled you, constantly put you down, told you whatever. I know I went through this. I'm telling y'all. I tell y'all a little bit too much about my life on this show than I literally like to, but I'm going to tell you anyways. I had that happen to me. My step parent was like that. I had a step parent like that, not my mother. My mother is amazing. But my stepdad was like that. He was very mean, and he constantly would tell me that I was stupid, that I would never be anything, that I was dumb, whatever. All the bad things that you could possibly drill into a little girl's head. This man made sure that I felt like I was the world's biggest piece of shit. And I will tell you what, right now, today, that doesn't even faze me. Okay? I'm going to tell you right now, today, I have forgiven that man for everything that he's ever done to me, everything he's ever said to me, everything he's ever put me through. It doesn't even touch me anymore. And as a matter of fact, I have mad compassion for him, and I feel bad for him. And I send him love. I send him love, so much love and so much positive healing vibes I send to this man, because he is so miserable. He's miserable. He hates his life. He is miserable. He is unhappy in every aspect. And do you want to know what? That was just further proof to me. It solidified to me in my healing process when I realized that how unhappy he was. It solidified to me that what I had learned about people treat you how they feel about themselves. It's projection onto you of how they feel about themselves. That was a solidification of that. That told me in concrete evidence that that man hated himself. And everything that he did to me, everything he said to me, everything he poured onto me as a child was really how he felt about him. And he didn't know any better. He didn't know any better. He didn't know any better. And that might right now be really difficult for some people to come to a realization with that about someone who's been in their life, especially if you were abused. I can totally understand, because it took me time. Okay. I didn't come to that realization. I didn't come to that healing point for a long time. Okay. And probably the more intense your abuse was, the more time it's going to take. And that's okay. That's okay. But I'm here to tell you that you have to start the process. Just start. Just get on that path. Just step onto the path. Just get there. That's all it takes, is just start. And the rest of it will come to you, will fall into place, just as it should. It's just about making that step. And when you take that effort and you take that step, you put that little bit of effort, just apply a little bit of effort towards loving yourself. Just apply a little bit of effort towards finding out who you are and why you're hurting, why you're angry. And maybe you don't even maybe even just do it in situations if that's when it comes to you. You know, if you can't sit down right now tonight and write all these things down, the next time you get frustrated or the next time you notice something, analyze it. You know what? I got mad about that. That was something kind of silly. I don't think that I should have gotten that angry about that. Why was I so angry about that? Sit down with yourself and ask yourself, why did it bother you so much? What about that was so triggering to you? Because we all have, triggers, things that have happened to us. And so when something comes up that it reminds us of that, or it's a replication of that, it's a trigger point. Find out why that's happening to you, because it's part of your healing, and it's going to tell you about yourself. And the more you can learn about yourself, the more you can honor yourself and love on yourself properly, so that you can properly heal yourself. The more you know about you, the more you can take care of you, right? Imagine if you had a pet and you didn't know anything about taking care of it. Say you got a pet snake and you didn't know what it eats. How are you going to take care of it? How are you going to love it properly? How are you going to make sure that it's nourished and it grows? You can't. Well, you're the same. What do you need? How are you watering yourself? Love on yourself. You have to learn you so that you can love you properly. You can nourish you properly. You can heal you properly. What has happened in your life has not happened to you, no matter what it was, no matter what. I promise you, even if it seems like the worst shit in the world, it's happened for you. It's happened for you. And it's happened for you to be the best version of you, because there's something in it for you. There's something in it for you. There's a learning, there's something in everything that we experience. We can learn from it in some way, shape, or form. You just have to figure out what it is. I guess there are things that we never find out what the hell it is that we learned from that. But I'm telling you what, some things are just to crack us, like to get us broken open so that we can heal. Right now, this generation, y'all, I know I talked about this before, but this generation, we're powerful. Like, my generation is super powerful. We are the game changers, y'all. We are changing shit. We're tearing shit up. We are destroying, breaking down, and rebuilding fresh and new. We are healing us. And in healing us, we are healing our parents. We're healing our children. We're healing our ancestors. We're healing generational curses. We are healing things that have been brought down in our DNA from people we may have never even met, but they're our bloodline. And they didn't get a chance to heal. And we're healing that now. And it's making a huge change in this world. And it's going to continue to make a change in the future, because as we heal ourselves and as we teach our children to heal themselves from anything we may have done to them before we healed, they will go into this world steps and steps ahead of us, way ahead of us. They will go into this world healed people, and healed people heal people, which means they're going to heal people around them, and they're going to have healthy relationships. And that means that they're going to build healthy relationships and have healthy children who are born into lives they don't have to heal from. So the better that we do with ourselves now, and the better we do with teaching our children to heal themselves and to seek out healthiness, the better and more successful they can be, and so on and so forth. So live your life and figure out who you are, and let people live their lives too, because they are you. They're doing the same thing. Yo, I've never been this many days old in this body and in this life. This is my first time living this day, having the experiences that I had today. It's my first time. It's yours too. And tomorrow will be your first time again. Every day is a first time. You get to choose what tomorrow is. You get to choose what today is. You get to choose your day. You get to choose your life. You get to choose. It's a choice. You could continue to wake up sad every single day, hating your life with anxiety attacks and terrible relationships, or you can decide that that is not your life anymore, and that that is not how you're going to live anymore, and that that is not you anymore. You get to choose that. You can make that choice and take the step. It's not as scary as it seems. It's a little bit of work. It's a lot of bit of work, but it's worth it. From somebody who has literally been sad and depressed and hated. I hated my life, y'all. Today, at this moment, I can't imagine hating my life. I freaking love my life. I love my life. I love the people in it. I love my life. I want you to love your life too. And I'm telling you, like, it takes work, but in just a short time, you can start to feel the change happening. And when you start to feel that change happening, just grab hold of it. Just grab hold of it and hold on and never let go, and just keep going. Just keep loving yourself. Just keep healing. Just keep growing. Just keep seeking out the people that love you. Just keep seeking out the shit that makes you happy. Just keep living your life and being around the people who want to live their life, and they want to let you live your life freely. Okay? Be that person. You'll become that person too, that wants to let people live I can't English, that wants to let people live their life freely. And I'm going to tell you why. It's because you come to the realization that everybody is you, and they all have to be happy, and they have to make themselves happy. They have to do whatever that takes to make themselves happy, and that you shouldn't judge them, because you should be doing the same, and that they will be much happier with you. Much, much happier. When you are living your life, you're happier with your partners. You're happier with your friends. You're happier with your family. You're happier with the people that you're around. And when people are living their lives to be happy for themselves, happier in life, period, to be around you, which means that your relationships, all relationships, I'm not just speaking of partnerships, all relationships will be better. All of them. And it's easy to let somebody live their life when you're happy and you love yourself and you're happily living your life. It's not even something you think about. Like, actually, you would be like, I would never want to control your life. Because when you truly, truly start to love you, you find out true unconditional love. Unconditional love is love. Love is unconditional. And unconditional means exactly that. Please look it up. Matter of fact, do I got a minute? Let me look it up real quick. Unconditional. I want to see what the dictionary says about unconditional, because unconditional means just what it says. Not subject to any conditions. Which means that you don't just love that person because they bring you flowers. And then when they don't bring you flowers, you don't love them anymore. Like, you don't just love that person when they're happy and you don't love them when they're sad or they have a bad day. That's not true. No. Unconditional love is you love people for exactly who they are at that moment. Period. Whatever that looks like. And when you really love people that way, you want them to be happy as fuck all the time. Whatever that looks like. Even if it doesn't include you. And I'm telling you right now, I have reached that point in my life and I never used to be that way. So I'm telling you from experience, as a person who has been through this, that you can do this too. You can literally come to a point in your life that you love yourself so much and you are so happy within yourself that you love everybody unconditionally. You love people who will have harmed you, who have wronged you. You love everyone unconditionally. True happiness, true love, true love. I want you to be happy in your life, no matter what that looks like. And I'm going to live my life exactly how I want to for me to be happy. And I'm going to do whatever the fuck I want respectfully. Because as I do whatever I want, it's never to harm somebody else. That's not my intentions. So, anyways, y'all, let people live their life. They will be happier. You will be happier in a reciprocating friendship, relationship, partnership, all that. I promise you, you will. And they're going to be happier. Everybody's going to be happy. Okay. So I hope this was a helpful episode for everybody that tuned in, and everybody that comes back to watch the recorded version. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to this But Not For Me Monday. It was wonderful having all of you here. And I love seeing all of your faces and the names pop up for people that comment and stuff like that. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thanks to anyone who shared, liked, commented. If you subscribe to my YouTube channel, thank you. I appreciate y'all. Keep coming back every Monday. We're going to keep talking about stuff in life. Just life, y'all. We're talking about life. If there's something specific that you would like me to address or talk about, here, hit my inbox, leave me a comment. I would love to get some ideas on some things that my supporters would like to talk about in here. I would love to start a relationship series. I have some great things I'd like to talk about relationship wise. And when I say relationship, I'm meaning intimate partnership, significant other relationships, more so than just all relationships. But, in most cases, a lot of those things can pass over to other relationships as well. Typically, I guess, a relationship of any kind deserves the same type of appreciation. But I'm specifically talking about partnership relationships. I would like to have a series on relationships. I would like to have a man talk with me about this because I would like to have a man perspective. Y'all. Excuse me. So, if you're interested in being my counter partner, it would be really awesome to have you here. Excuse me. Hit me up, inbox me, and we can chat. If this is resonating with you and you're being called to hit me up, then maybe you're the guy. I'm looking for somebody though that's deep and has an open mind, who's willing to talk about maybe even things they don't agree with, So I just somebody who's open-minded and an intellectual. That is what I'm looking for. someone who could counter me pretty well. You know what I mean? I need a masculine energy to counter me. For that masculine entity, I feel like that's important. You know, we can't just have me talking about relationships as a feminine. We are a balance in every relationship, whether it's man and woman or not, because there are many different relationships that all look very, that look very different. There's always a yin and a yang balance of masculine and feminine energy. We are a beautiful balance, and it's it's amazing. So it's nice. It would be nice to have a masculine energy alongside of my femininity. So if that's you, then hit me up. If y'all want to talk about something specific next week or whatever, you want me to talk about something, leave me a message, leave me a comment, inbox me, whatever. I just want to thank y'all for being here today. I appreciate y'all. I'll see you next Monday. Peace, love, and positive vibes in all you do. Peace. I love y'all. Peace.